Hey guys, as always, still getting things set up a little bit while we get started here. So hopefully that notification will go out soon and we can dive in. So again, as always, let me know when you're here. Give me a hello or a thumbs up, or let me know where you're watching from. The delay on these, it seems like it's getting longer and longer every week. All right, a few people starting to come in, so let me know when you're here and we will jump in and get started. I should share this over on Twitter. There's a few people. Hey guys, hi Jim, hi Howard. We're definitely on a delay. It seems like this delay is just getting so long. Mark, Oliver, John, hi. Hello from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I'm doing great, John. Thanks so much for asking. The weather has finally gotten nice over here in sunny Cleveland, Ohio, so my mood is much better. Hey everybody, good. I'm so glad to see some people trickling in. Let me go ahead and share this on Twitter real quick. I know people asked for that last time. Also, an apology for last week. So sorry. I was sitting at my desk. I was ready to go. I tried to log into YouTube and no luck. It wouldn't let me in. I switched from my desktop to my laptop, which normally works, and it didn't. I don't know what happened, so I don't know. I had our tech people over here at the company fix that for me, so I'm back in action now. I think we're good to go. Hi, good to see so many of you here. I keep saying I'm going to post this on Twitter and then I don't, so let me do this real quick. Sorry for the interruption. I'm just going to say we are live on YouTube, talking all things cord cutting. All right. That Ohio blind guy says, since Luke left, it feels like the channel has been forgotten. I'm so sorry you feel that way. I feel like Philip is really ramping up his videos a little more. He really loves doing things like the Tivo review, and he wants to do more feature reviews of different services. He wants to do kind of a deep dive with some of the devices that everyone's using for streaming, and also still covering some of the news. So if there are any video ideas that you guys have, if there's anything that you're really interested in seeing, definitely let us know. Head over to the website, shoot us an email, and I promise that we will see it. And I know that he's only one person making a lot of these videos, so we will try to do as much as possible. Daniel, yeah, so that's why you haven't seen as many videos. Philip and I have kind of just been dividing the workload between the two of us, and to be honest, we are a little bit swamped lately. There's been so much going on, and we're just trying to get everything done all at once. So more videos to come. I think that he has some really good things planned. We're going to have some videos and things about HBO Max next week that I think will be really interesting. So we shall see. Jim says a Tivo 4K stick is awesome. I bought a couple of them. That's very cool. I am surprised at how quickly they got everything shipped out. I know that shipping has been kind of all over the place since coronavirus started, so very cool that they got those out to people so quickly. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. John, yeah, so sorry I wasn't here last week. Thank you. I'm really happy to be back. And definitely just a tech glitch last week. And unfortunately, I didn't notice until 8 o'clock when I was scheduled to go live, and it just was not working. So apologies for that. I really want to be here every week, I promise. And I'll try harder to just get things like that sorted out ahead of time. Oliver says, could use more cord cutting articles, seeing more people on the app talking about their cable packages. Yeah, definitely. We do cover some cable stuff kind of specifically whenever cable is losing subscribers or when we see a big drop in numbers like that. But yeah, I hear you. I think that some people are talking about cable, but yeah, we are definitely focused on streaming. So if there are any ideas of things that you would like to see more about or things that you are not interested in that we've been covering, definitely let us know. We're very much open to all of that. Please say it nicely. We have gotten some not so nice comments lately, which I completely understand. Change is hard always, but we really are doing the best that we can right now, and hopefully we can just keep giving you the news. Lil Art says, what do you think about Orbit TV? Do you mean Orbi TV? I'm not familiar with Orbit TV. I will talk a little about Orbi TV, though. I think that's kind of a cool service, kind of speaking about talking about cable instead of streaming. So Orbi TV is actually a satellite service, so not completely streaming. But what's nice about it is that it's a satellite service that you can pay month to month. So you're not stuck in a cable contract, and you don't have a lot of the downfalls of using cable instead of streaming. So I suggest that to people who are in areas like out in the middle of nowhere where they don't have a strong internet connection. Something like Orbi TV can be a really good option. Lil Art, yeah, Orbi TV. Yeah, actually, let me grab the link for Orbi so that you can check it out for yourself if you haven't. Yeah, I think it's a cool service. Not something that we typically cover, but I have been covering them a lot only because I think it's a great option for people who can't stream. Chris says, I don't miss cable TV. Very happy with streaming. Chris, same. I don't miss cable TV at all. All right. Oliver says, any news on the HBO Max app for Roku or Fire Sticks? Not so much yet. However, I did share some news on the site yesterday that while HBO Max has not yet made distribution deals with Roku or Amazon, they did yesterday, let me collect my thoughts for a second. Roku re-added the AT&T TV app, so you can now download that app for your Roku devices again. So what that means is that with AT&T being the parent company of HBO Max, it's very likely that they're working at a deal right now. So I would not be at all surprised within the next couple days to hear that HBO Max and Roku are making a deal. Lil Art says it says streaming. Is that for Orbi TV? The reason for that is that they are not technically cable. They are a satellite streaming company, I believe is what they call themselves. Isaac wants to know what I use personally. To be honest, since I kind of took over the newsroom over at Quirketers News, I have been using a little bit of everything just for the sake of giving you guys the best possible information. So I switch between like Hulu, Fubo TV, Sling. I kind of try all of them. I love YouTube. I've been watching a lot of just plain YouTube lately. Not even YouTube TV, but just YouTube videos. Let me think, what else do I use? A ton of free services. I love Pluto, I love Zumo, I love Crackle, so I definitely recommend those if you're looking for movies and things. And then Netflix, of course. I feel like Netflix is kind of a given. Howard says, I got a Clearstream antenna, 65 channels, did a rescan and lost some. Ooh, can I get those channels I had back? You know what? I'm not sure. I normally hear people say that whenever they do a rescan, they get more channels. I don't often hear about people losing channels. Actually, let me make a note about that. That's very interesting. Rescan, losing channels. And how to get them back. You know what? I might talk to somebody who is more of an authority on antennas and ask them for their opinion on that. And then maybe I can get a post up tomorrow. Bill, yeah, I will check my email as soon as we're done here. Ricky says, do you think the AT&T TV Now and HBO Max will merge? Yes, I definitely do think that. I put up a post early this morning, I think it was first thing in the morning, 7 o'clock maybe, about how that is definitely an option. John Stenke, the COO of AT&T, recently made some comments where he said that would make sense in the future. I think that right now they're kind of covering all of their bases between getting live TV and then getting a more narrow-focused service with HBO Max. I think they want to try that out and see how it goes, but I think definitely in the future. Lilart says, what is the number one live TV streaming app? I think that depends on who you ask. I think as far as subscribers, Hulu is still in the lead. But over on Cord Cutters News, if you ask, people will probably tell you that YouTube TV is superior. Really just depends on what you're looking for. I think that there's one for everybody, but there's no one service that will work for every person. So personal preference, but I think in terms of subscriber numbers, I believe that Hulu is still in the lead. Tom, hello from Malibu. Hi. I think of you every time that I get on here. Anytime the weather is bad here, I'm always expecting you to pop up and tell me that the weather is beautiful out there. Howard says, will the logo channel be added to, will it be included with Viacom on YouTube TV? I don't remember seeing logo channel as one of the ones that will be offered, but it's definitely a possibility. I will post if I hear anything, but I don't remember seeing it on the list. Peter says, will NBC have the Peacock app on the Amazon Fire Stick 4K? I believe so, but now that you said that, I honestly don't remember. Let me see if I put up a post about that. There have been so many different services launching, it is hard to keep track of them all. Peacock will be available on Xbox. It'll be available on Apple products. I don't think that they have announced any distribution deals with that just yet, but we will keep an eye on that. Thank you. Uniloud says, who's excited about HBO Max at launch? I am. I'm very excited. I actually have a call with HBO Max on Friday, so let me know if you have any questions that you would like me to have answered for you that I can get in a post next week. But yeah, I'm very excited. I think that they have some really good content coming out, and I'm excited about all of the movies. I would like to go back through and watch some HBO shows. So yeah, I'll definitely be subscribing. I think it'll be a good one. Amazing Eric says YouTube TV has one of the best cloud DVRs. Yes, that is a huge draw for a lot of people. I know that's really important to a lot of Cord Cutters readers, and that's something that they really look for. So yeah, definitely a big draw for YouTube TV is that cloud DVR. Lilart says, do you still talk to Luke? I sure do. I just talked to him yesterday. He's doing really well. He just went on a nice long road trip all the way up the country from Texas up to Michigan with his family. And you can check him out over on his Guy Review channel. I think he talked about that road trip over there. He's been doing some Q&As about other things too, not cord cutting related, but yeah, he's doing great, and I do talk to him all the time. Oliver says, ask them to put HBO Max on Roku. I will definitely be asking about that. I have been pressing on Roku and HBO Max to give me some information about that, but they aren't giving anything up just yet. But we will be the first to give you the news if that happens. Bill says no devices confirmed for Peacock yet. They have announced, I believe I just said it was Apple. Now I can't remember, of course. I swear by the time 8 o'clock comes around, guys, my brain just shuts off. Yeah, Peacock will be available on Apple devices at launch, but I think that was the only distribution deal that they announced so far. But it doesn't come out until July, so still plenty of time for them. Lilart says, do you think someone will buy out AT&T and Directv? I don't know exactly. I think that AT&T has a lot going on right now. If you've been listening since the podcast days, I feel like this is something that Luke and I used to talk about all the time. is that AT&T just has so much going on. They have so many services. They will stop promoting some and start focusing on others. And it just seems like they really need to narrow their focus. So I would not be surprised to see some big shakeups there. CJ, hello, good to see you. That's a friendly face that I recognize in the chat. Brian says, I miss the bald guy who always wore the black Under Armour shirt. He is known for those Under Armour shirts. Yeah, that was Luke. And for those of you who don't know, he sold the site back in February or March. And he has moved on to other things. I'm over here still leading the newsroom and here to do these Q&As with you every week. Mule Driver Mark says, hi Jess, looking for info on the new Chromecast with remote. Any news? No news since the last time that we posted, but I know that Philip is keeping an eye on that. So he will let you know of any updates. And also I'm hoping that whenever something happens there, we will be one of the first to get our hands on it. So I'm sure that he will do a review video. Richard says, I ordered a Roku soundbar. I should have it by Friday or Saturday. That's awesome. I have a Roku soundbar too that they sent to me and I love it. I'm very impressed with it. I have that and then the surround sound speakers, the whole setup, and I think it's awesome. I think it's a great quality. To be completely transparent, I have not tried any other soundbars, so I can't compare quality from one to another, but yeah, I'm a big fan of mine. I like it a lot. Paul says that Hulu has the worst DVR. You can't fast forward and you have to pay for the right to fast forward. Yeah, definitely not their strong suit. I don't know if you guys saw, but I posted earlier today that Hulu is doing a user interface update. I can grab you that post real quick, actually, while we talk about this. They're doing an update. It has nothing to do with the DVR, but this just reminded me that, yeah, they're doing a little update that should make navigation a little easier, and it should lead to some better recommendations of content, which I know has been an issue in the past. So just wanted to share that little bit of news with you. I know a lot of people are not huge fans of the interface. Bill says, if it says AT&T, don't touch it with a 10-foot pole. People have some very strong opinions of AT&T, and I completely get it. I think that they do have some good things. I think that they're very much lacking in other things. I don't think that they're the best about listening to customer feedback and improving based on that, but I think that's all I'll say about that. I think we all have some opinions about AT&T. Mike says, I wish YouTube TV would add NFL Network and History channels. Here's the thing though. I know that we say this all the time. It's something that Luke also said all the time. Anytime that you add more channels, you are not just adding one channel, you're most likely adding multiple because you have to get licensing deals and bundles. And with more channels usually comes a price hike. So be careful what you wish for. Yes, having extra channels is great, but do you want to pay the extra money for those channels is the real question. Amazing Eric says Roku's soundbar has a built-in Roku. Yeah, that's another huge benefit. It is kind of funny though, with all of my Roku devices, I have like 4 Roku remotes all sitting on my coffee table at once. It's a little much, but it comes with the territory of this job, I guess. It does work really well though. That's something I do want to point out. Sometimes I'll choose to use the built-in Roku with my soundbar over my actual Roku. Sometimes I find it works better. The remote, I think, excuse me, the remote I think works a little better. So yeah, definitely that's a huge benefit. Sorry, I'm missing some comments here. Richard says, Jess, how is the surround sound with the Roku soundbar wireless speakers and the wireless subwoofer? Okay, so I have a lot of opinions about this. The soundbar, excellent. The wireless speakers, excellent. I really like the surround sound effect. I think that it works very well. It's all Bluetooth, so you can put them wherever. There's no wires getting in the way. I like them a lot. The subwoofer, I do have a little bit of an issue with. I think that it's great if you're really looking for that movie theater experience while you're watching a movie. I think it's also great for listening to music, which is interesting. Whenever I'm watching TV, I do not like having the subwoofer on. I don't like the sound of just normal dialogue with the subwoofer. I think it's definitely made for that movie watching experience. So I will say that I do turn it off most of the time whenever I'm just watching TV. Erin says, Jess, I have looked at a number of articles concerning what the launch titles are for HBO Max. Seems there are a lot of fun, recognized titles. I'm so sorry, I can't speak, which should be easier reminding people. Let me grab you a post that Tamara did. Hold, please. Let me just do a quick search for this. Oh, the Snyder Cut of Justice League is coming to HBO Max. Did you guys see that news today? I know that's something people have been talking about a lot. Let's see here. Here it is. Tamara wrote this post, and let me just put it in the chat here for you guys. All of the quote-unquote classics that are coming to HBO Max. They say classics, and of course we used Grey's Anatomy as the featured image on that post, and that made me laugh a lot because it's still on the air. It's not exactly a classic. But yeah, definitely look through that post. There are so many titles, a ton that you'll recognize, some that you may not. But yeah, tons and tons of content coming to HBO Max. Oliver says, get the CCN app from the Play Store. Lots of good articles. Yeah, definitely. If you don't already have the app on Android or iOS, I would recommend downloading it. Every time that we post an article, it gets uploaded to that app so that you can easily check them out on mobile. Eric says, ABC is going to rebroadcast the ESPN documentary, The Last Dance. I've heard that they're going to rebroadcast that. I've also heard that it's going to end up on Netflix eventually, so if you can hold out for a while, you should be able to watch it there at some point. Okay, sorry, I scrolled up to answer some of those questions, and there have been a ton since then, so let me scroll back down here and get caught up. Mike says, I don't mind paying more for more channels. Yeah, and a lot of people feel that way. A lot of others would like to pay less and only get fewer channels. I understand both sides of that argument. I think ideally we could get to a point where everything is a little more like Sling TV, where you can pay for a base package and then use all of the add-ons. So, right now, not exactly an option. John wants to know what's in my cup. It's only water, unfortunately. Nothing fun or exciting, not even tea tonight, but just using my cord cutters mug as always. Greg says YouTube TV needs to offer an entertainment add-on for those missing channels, like Hulu Live offers. Yep, exactly. Like I just said, I think I probably said that at the same time that you sent your message, but with the lag, I think we're a little off. Yeah, I would love it if they did base packages and then add-ons, but that's my opinion. Ricky says Fubo TV has a pretty good DVR, even though it only has 500 hours of DVR storage. You can keep the recordings for as long as you want. Yeah, I think Fubo TV is kind of underrated. I think it gets left out of the conversation sometimes. Another thing about Fubo is that you do get that base package and you can choose lots of add-ons, which is pretty cool. Daniel says 10 years from now, there will be no more cable or satellite providers. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now, there's definitely still a market for it. There are still some diehard cable subscribers, but I'm with you. If things keep going in the direction that they're going, I think, yeah, 10 years from now, I think it will be phasing out. Richard wants to know if we have a new mug coming out. We don't have any plans for that now, but I love the idea of it. Some people were asking about that in the last Q&A, so I think maybe we could come up with a little something, but yeah, right now we're just focusing on one thing at a time, so I will definitely mention that next time we have a meeting. All right. Oh, this is a question that maybe some of you can help out with in the comments. I don't have a ton of antenna experience, so somebody here might know more than me about this. My paper-thin indoor antenna from Five Below only has UHF, I believe. Should my brother-in-law mount my outdoor antenna inside up high or outside next to a window? That is a great question. If anybody has some advice for Pokemon Trainer, love the name, leave a comment here. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a ton of antenna experience. I will say that whenever people asked Luke questions like this, he always mentioned that he had his up in his attic, I believe. So if that's an option for you, great. I know other people have to go outside. They just get better reception that way, so I'm not sure. Bill wants to know if the old mugs are still available. Unfortunately, no. There were a limited number of them. I think that Luke still has a box of them somewhere. Luke, if you're watching, please send me more mugs. I'm horribly clumsy and very afraid that I'm going to break mine at some point, so your girl needs more mugs. Howard says, now that I know how to use Plex, it's been great putting my DVDs on it and I can watch my channels with my antenna. Yeah, Plex is a really cool service. I think that we'll dive into that a little more on the site and kind of explain what it is and how it works. But yeah, very cool that you can put your physical content collection onto this digital platform. It's really nice. They're doing some really cool stuff too. I just posted something about Plex earlier today that actually Philip posted. Sorry, I'm shaking my microphone. I'm sorry if you can hear it. Yeah, Plex just came out with a new feature where if you're watching content, you can auto skip through the first part. Hang on, let me find it. It'll just make more sense if I read it, let's be honest. It's too hard to verbalize things sometimes. Plex adds a skip intro feature to Plex Pass. Let me post this over here in the comments. Jim wants to know if I can describe ATSC 3.0 broadcast internet. I don't completely understand it myself, to be honest. From what I understand, it's giving... Hang on just a second, Okay. Here's the post. I'm posting a ton of links in here, I'm sorry guys, but read as you want. Yeah, so the FCC is planning to take a closer look at the possibility of using ATSC 3.0 standards to offer an internet service. They said in a press release that broadcast internet services are poised to offer a new and competitive broadband pipe. It seems like they're just making broadband more widely available using these next-gen TV standards. So to be honest, I'm not completely sure how all of this works because it's a little technical for me, a little over my head. But yeah, Chris is saying the Antenna Man on YouTube. That's a really good resource. I know that we sometimes are not the best at covering antenna stuff, and it's something that we are working on, definitely, but I just need to learn more myself. I won't try to tell you that I'm an expert. I certainly am not. I would recommend the Antenna Man over on YouTube. I think he has some great videos about all of this stuff, and I know that Philip is going to be looking into it more. He's been posting a ton about ATSC 3.0. So, he also just posted things that you should know about ATSC. Let me give you one more link to check out while we're at it. That might clear up some questions too, so let me just put that over here. Bill says Luke used dish antenna install and they did a good job. Yeah, he also had them install an antenna either at his mom's house or at his mother-in-law's house, and he did not use his name for that so that he could get a better picture of what it's really like. He said they did a great job. Javier wants to know, good question, Javier. Do I think that Quibi will last? Do I use the service and how do I like it? I have a post coming up soon about my opinions on Quibi, probably over the weekend. I think it was a good idea. I think they maybe over-invested in it and they maybe went too hard too fast. I think it has a lot of shortcomings. I'm not so sure how it's going to do. I'm not sure if it will last. I have been using it mostly because I got that 90-day free trial. I don't think I'll keep it after that 90-day free trial. It has some kind of fun shows to watch. I'm a Chrissy Teigen fan, so I watch Chrissy's Court. I think it's a cute little show, but yeah, not my favorite. I will say that. I think it was very much very much geared toward a younger audience, and maybe I'm not quite young enough to understand the appeal of Quibi, but I get what they were going for. I'm just not so sure. Bill, yeah, I will check my email after this. I can only do one thing at once. Unfortunately, my brain just is not up for multitasking at the moment. But yes, I will check it. I see your message. I will check. Oh, Richard says Antenna Man just posted 2 hours ago about ATSC 3.0 internet. Yeah, definitely just check on YouTube. There are a ton of good videos. And like I said, Philip will have more information about all of that coming up too. Joseph says, this might be a bit random, but on my previous Fire devices, I was able to find the actual Alexa app and it would work perfectly. Now I have the 2nd gen Cube and I can't find it. Interesting. I'm wondering if it's just because Alexa is integrated on the remote. Maybe. Interesting. Has anyone else run into that problem where you can't find the Alexa app? I'm also curious, why do you need the Alexa app if you can use the remote? Larry has a good question, and this has been coming up over and over. He says, since there are no sports right now, shouldn't cable companies give subscribers a credit on their bill? Once again, yeah, I have a post up where I kind of answer that question. Let me see here. This might be interesting for you if you haven't already taken a look. I'll just post that link again. There are a lot of things going on here. A lot of the actual cable companies do believe that there should be a refund for it. However, they're saying that the leagues are the one that would have to issue the refund, and that refund could then be passed on to these companies, that could then be passed on to the customers. So it just seems like there are a lot of levels, and no one's really willing to give up that money. Another argument is that, yes, live sports are on hold, but those channels are still producing content. They're still on the air. They're just not giving you the content that you want. So you're still paying for the channel, even though you're not exactly getting the content that you thought that you were paying for. So there are a lot of excuses being made, a lot of blame passing going around, but I would not expect to get refunds. I will be very surprised if there are refunds, but we will have to wait and see how that all gets worked out. Greg says they have to still pay their broadcasters, though. Yeah, everyone still has to get paid is the thing. Excuse me. Since the channels didn't go off the air, there are still costs that go along with all of that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, lots of Pluto TV love going on in the comments. Bill says, I just looked at Pluto TV for the first time in a while, and there goes your comment. And it sure has improved. Lots of classic shows. Yes, I love recommending Pluto and other free services for classic content. You can find a ton of shows, a ton of movies, really good collections over there. And now that they have, excuse me, geez Louise, now that they have done some more updates to their interface and everything, I think it's more user-friendly. It's easier to find that content that you're looking for. Howard says, heard that Xfinity might be close to getting the Marquee Network. Have you heard anything new on the Marquee Network? I have not. I actually have a Twitter notification set up for Marquee Network, so if anything happens, I'll see it and I'll post immediately. I know that's something that people ask about every week. I have not heard anything yet, but definitely keeping an eye out for that. Yeah, some more Pluto TV love. Definitely, if you haven't checked those out, what a great source of content for free. Oliver says the beauty of cord cutting is that if a service won't do what you ask, fire them and go to the next. 100%. Yeah. A lot of people were dropping their live TV streaming services because of the lack of sports, and they were just using on-demand services, paying less money. Love that. I think it's a great idea. Eric says, I don't see cable companies giving refunds because of live sports since the sports networks are still broadcasting. Yeah, absolutely. The channels are still up and running, so people still have to be paid. So I don't expect refunds either, but I will be pleasantly surprised if people get them. Richard says Stir and Zumo have improved in the last 2 months. Definitely. Zumo recently got bought out, so it's getting a lot more content lately, which is great. People keep saying too that whenever these free services get bought out or acquired by larger companies like Fox or like Viacom CBS, that they're afraid that they won't be free anymore. As far as I know, there are no plans to change any free services into paid services. These companies are really using them as like a marketing tool. So they want to keep them free, to keep plenty of traffic coming in, to keep plenty of eyes on these services, and then they can use them to market their paid content. So Viacom CBS, for example, is using Pluto as a tool to market CBS All Access, and it's working really well for them. So definitely a good move on their part, and no plans to make any of those free services into paid services. As far as we know, things could be happening behind the scenes, who knows? Oh, yeah, interesting, Bill. I was just reading about this earlier, too. Bill says, I read Amazon is talking to Jcpenney and AMC Movies. Yeah, there are tons and tons of deals going on right now. Amazon, of course, as we all know, definitely has the money for all of this. So I heard that they were looking at Jcpenney to expand on their clothing selection. And I also heard that they were looking at AMC Movies. I think that deal kind of got shelved from what I've heard. But, anything could happen, of course. Richard says, don't forget about Dust. They've improved as well. I don't know about Dust. What does Dust have? Why have I not heard of it? Oliver says, Crackle TV is not as fun since their last merger. So Crackle TV was bought by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. One thing that I will say, first of all, sorry, my voice just got real shaky for a minute. Crackle got bought by Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, and I will say that they are some of the nicest people I have worked with. We don't have any partnerships with them or anything, but just through emails and things whenever they have news to share, everybody over there is so nice. I think that their focus is right now on original content, and I think that they're doing some really cool things. Yeah, I understand. I understand that you are not loving it as much since Sony sold it, but I do think that they're up to some really good things. Is there anything going on with Lowcast I want to watch but have been having issues? I heard a couple of other people say that. I will look into it. Unfortunately, Lowcast is not in Cleveland, so I cannot subscribe and check it out for myself, which I like to do whenever there is something funny going on, but I'll look into it. But you are not alone. I've heard others saying that there have been issues too. Mike says, hi, just got back. Sorry I couldn't be here for the stream. Looking forward to HBO Max. It's coming in 7 days. Yeah. Hey, Mickey. Better late than never. Good to have you here. Yeah, HBO Max coming out next Wednesday. Not sure what time exactly. Sometimes they wait until like 9 a.m. Sometimes it's midnight, and sometimes they pull a fast one and launch a little early. So we will be keeping an eye on it. I plan to post the minute that it goes live. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good one. Definitely worth at least a free trial if you can get one. A lot of customers are eligible for a free subscription or a partial subscription. I'll have a post coming up over the weekend about how to find out if you're eligible for any of those. So keep an eye out for that and some other HBO content. But yeah, I'm excited. I think they're going to have a really good collection. And I'm not sure if you saw the post earlier. I posted the link of the classic shows, including Grey's Anatomy, which makes me laugh every time. Yeah, I think they said that they have over 10,000 hours of content at launch. So it should be really good. I'm excited. Daniel says, have I heard anything about HDR issues being fixed on the new Tivo Stream 4K? I have not. I did hear about issues in the beginning. I have not heard about them being fixed yet. Philip would probably be the one to ask about that. He actually has the Tivo Stream. I asked for it to be sent to him so that he could do a review on it. So I actually don't have one myself. But yeah, we will look into that. I have not heard about any updates. Richard says Adust is a science fiction channel. Most are like 10 to 20 minutes long. Cool. I can get into a little sci-fi. I think that sounds very cool. Let me make a note to look into that, especially if it's free. Love a good free service. Mike says, has there been a date announced for the Viacom channels being added to YouTube TV? Will there be a price increase? I believe as far as we know, they only said this summer. I don't believe they gave an exact date. I could be wrong. I will look into it. They also have not mentioned a price increase, and we are getting mixed messages from people who say that they have reached out to support and they're hearing that there won't be a price increase. I have not heard anything confirmed either way, but I am speculating that there will be a price increase. Like I said, completely not confirmed. Let me see if I can find this post that I did. Yeah, there it is. I wrote a whole post about my opinion on whether or not there will be a price increase. And just based on the fact that there has been one every summer, this would line up with the previous price increases. Also, those increases always came every time that there are a lot of channels added all at once, which is what's happening here again. So, yeah, I would assume there will be one, but like I said, nothing confirmed. Jermaine says, I'm going to marathon Doctor Who as soon as HBO Max starts. I forgot that HBO Max was going to have Doctor Who. Very exciting. Yeah, I'll be watching that too. I've watched episodes here and there, but I have never gone through and watched a full season. Howard, thank you so much. Yeah, happy to provide some info when I can. And I think we all know I definitely don't know everything, and I will never claim to know everything about this stuff, but I'm always happy to look things up and to give you different resources so that we can all find the answers to these questions. Bill, thank you so much. I will check out that link as soon as we're done here. I still have a few hours of work ahead of me, I think, after we're done here. Howard, thank you again. Yeah, Philip and I are working hard, I will say that. We are both very passionate about what we do, and we are working hard to get the news out. Paul says, do you think that these price increases will drive people back to Sling TV since the other streaming services don't seem to understand what cutting the cord is supposed to be? Paul has some opinions about these price increases. I think that it kind of comes with the territory. You have to remember that while streaming service prices are going up, cable costs are absolutely going up at the same time, and I think at a much higher rate. I need to kind of take a deep dive to look at the price increases of cable compared to the price increases of streaming, but prices are just going up in general. I think it just is something that happens. We can't expect to be paying $30 forever. Do I think that people will go back to Sling? I think it's a possibility. I think that because it's a less expensive option, that's great. What I think is going to happen is that more people will go to on-demand only or AVOD services, the free streaming services. I think that people will find more value in those, and that they will pause their live TV subscriptions and only go back whenever they want to watch something live like sports. Daniel says, heard the Justice League Snyder Cut is coming to HBO Max exclusively. Yes. Devon wrote a post about this today. He was very excited about it. So let me give you the link for that if you haven't already read the story. I know everybody was kind of covering it today, but here was our take on it. So there's a link for that. Yes, the Snyder Cut is coming to HBO Max exclusively. It has been all over social media today. Chris, actually look for a post this weekend about who's eligible for a free HBO Max subscription, how HBO Now packages will move over to HBO Max. There are a lot of different factors at play with all of that, so without knowing your exact situation, I'm not sure I can answer that question, but you could cancel HBO Now and sign up for HBO Max. Depending on where you're subscribed, you could automatically be getting HBO Max. It's a whole kind of messy situation, but I am working on an explanation for all of that. Bill says Philo and Friendly are the cheapest too and do not include sports or locals. Yeah, it's a great option for people who don't really care about sports and can maybe get their local channels with an antenna. Philo and Friendly are two really good options. I'll definitely dig around and see what other more affordable services are out there. Maybe that would be a good resource for everybody too. Yeah, Muppets are coming to Disney Plus. Yeah, good call, Bill. I completely forgot about that when it happened earlier today. Disney announced that there is a new Muppet show coming to Disney Plus. So this was interesting. Whenever Disney Plus launched, they talked about how the Muppets were coming to the service. We then heard that one of their scripted shows for the Muppets was being canceled because I think it was the writers and the showrunner all left the project. But now there is a new one coming out, so that looks like a lot of fun. I'm kind of excited about that. I think I can relive my childhood a little bit with the Muppets. Mike, yeah, there have been some price increases. I think there's a lot going on at Sling too. I know that they recently lost a lot of subscribers, so I'm not really sure exactly what's going on over there. They do have some really good deals from time to time, but I'm sorry to hear that your price went up like that. That's crazy. It was only $50, wasn't it? So it went up a full $25. That's crazy. I'll need to look into that more. I haven't even heard about that. Mickey wants to know about those classic HBO Max shows. I can definitely grab you that post. Hang on just a minute. I know I'm kind of flooding you guys with links today, but sometimes it's easier to just share those. All right, let me get that posted over here. Bill says that News On has local news. Yeah, that's another really good point. There are a ton of free services offering local news. So if you can't get it through an antenna, there are other options. There are also free Weather Channel apps. Lots of good stuff. You can find a lot of things for free. All right, we have about 10 more minutes. So if anyone else has any questions, let's hear them. Oliver says to download the app. The article is easier to find. Yeah, I agree. The site is great. I love it, but definitely the app is a little easier. You'll get like little thumbnails for the articles, so it can make it easier to find. We are working on a little redesign project on the site that will hopefully make it a little more user-friendly, but I don't have any details about that for you just yet, but keep an eye out. Mickey, yeah, happy to help. I hope you find something you like on that list. It is a massive list of content coming to HBO Max. Lexter Dexter wants to know, when will the updated Apple TV 4K be available for purchase? That is a great question. I have been keeping an eye on that a lot lately. Apple's coming out with all kinds of new products, but they have not yet made any big announcements about this new Apple TV. I would like to get one for myself, so I don't know. Definitely keeping an eye out. AM wants to know about thoughts on Facebook Watch. I think it's cool for what it is. It's free, which is great. Love a free app. Facebook Watch has some really good original content, so if you are kind of sick of YouTube, head over to Facebook Watch and see what's going on over there. Bill says that his church uses Facebook Watch. Yeah, definitely. I think it's really good for creators as well as viewers. Chris says another option is to get the app that TV stations have. I have 2 of those apps for local news. Another thing, if you live in one of the 13 cities that CBS News is bringing their app to, that's another option. I feel like that sentence was not not very descriptive, not a good sentence. But CBS is covering local news in 13 cities around the nation, so that's another option. Eric wants to know if I'm getting a big TV for my background on my live chat. I don't think so, just because I only do this once a week. I'm only here for the Q&A. I'm not making other videos as of now. That could change, who knows. I know that my background is a little boring, but also I'm just here to chat with you guys, so I figure you don't mind the bookshelf and couch in the background. Richard wants to know what the new channels are that are coming to YouTube and whether we have a date for those. I don't believe we have an exact date. As far as I know, it is, they're just saying sometime this summer. They recently added Court TV, so that's one of them. Let me see if I can find. Not that one. Interesting. Can't find the post I was looking for. They're adding, let's see here. Where is that full list? Oh, let me click on my own link one time and I can find it. They are adding BET, CMT, Comedy Central, MTV, Nickelodeon, Paramount Network, TV Land, and VH1. Those are the channels that we know for sure. There could, of course, be more added later. So we will see, but no exact date and no word on price increases either. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. John says, I'm getting HBO Max, $11.99 for 1 year. Yeah, if you're not already tied into an HBO subscription through a streaming service or through HBO Now or something, I think you can still get the deal for $11.99. I think that it expires on May 28th, but I'm not completely sure. But there is a discount right now. Let me see if I can find that link. I'm just sending you guys all of the links tonight, but yeah, there is a discount and I believe it goes up until the day before the launch. Mickey says, will Roku have HBO Max? I heard they currently aren't in talks to have HBO Max on Roku. Yeah, so I actually reported on that either yesterday or the day before, that HBO Max is making distribution deals with a ton of different places, including YouTube TV, including Hulu, including Apple and Android. But they specifically mentioned that they had not made a deal yet with Amazon to come to Fire TV devices. And then Roku sent over a statement saying that they also had not yet made a deal. Now, since that happened, which I believe was 2 days ago, after that happened, AT&T, the parent company of HBO Max, brought their app back to the Roku channel store. It had been deleted in January. It came back yesterday. So we also shared that news over on Quirketter's News. Because that happened, my theory is that there could potentially be some conversation happening where that could also mean that they're bringing HBO Max to the Roku store. Maybe they made some kind of deal. But I have reached out to HBO and I've also reached out to Roku, and neither one of them are confirming anything just yet. I would not be at all surprised to hear an announcement about that even tomorrow. I'm obviously keeping an eye on it. I have asked everybody to email me the minute that anything happens, so we will see, but I will post about it as soon as I hear anything. But yeah, don't be surprised to hear an announcement that there is a deal with Roku soon. Let's see here. CJ says, I wish we could get Science Channel on YouTube TV. I realize that there would likely be a price increase, but I'm willing to pay for it. Yeah, you can reach out to YouTube TV to ask them for that, but I don't know. I think it's likely that Science Channel would also come with other channels, which would be great because more content, but it would also, like you said, probably mean a price increase. Jermaine says, I just realized that next week is the 27th. Can we have an HBO Max launch party? I love that idea. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I will definitely have it. I will be doing a free trial if it's offered. I think they're offered. I will definitely be using HBO Max. So yeah, we should definitely have a little party. Party hats, maybe? I'll just trust that all of you are wearing yours. Mark says, great show, Jess. Thank you so much. Don't break the mug. That's bad luck. Absolutely. I am guarding this thing with my life. I'm being super careful. I only use it during Q&As. I will try very hard not to break it. But Luke, if you're watching, I need more mugs. Give me some backups. Mickey says, does that mean I can get HBO Max on the Fire TV tablet? You can't get the app directly on the tablet, but you can subscribe through another service like Hulu or YouTube TV. All right, just a couple minutes left, so let's fit in just a couple more questions and then we can get going. John says, I'm ready for Marvel and Star Wars to start. I would love to see those new Marvel shows come to Disney Plus. I'm really looking forward to those. Tony says, about HBO Max, what will you have on Max that you won't have on the other HBO channels? So on the other HBO channels, you have HBO content, but you are missing stuff from their other distribution partners. So on HBO Max, you will have HBO Max Originals, first of all, which will be a huge draw for a lot of people. You'll also have stuff from all of their other partners. Let me see if I can find that list. Let's see here. Yeah, so you'll be getting stuff from Warner Brothers. You'll be getting stuff from Criterion Collection. You will get stuff from Turner Films. You'll also get stuff from third parties. And a lot of that is stuff that you will not get through any of the other HBO apps. Oliver, yeah, I feel like we did cover a lot tonight, and I'm actually going to wrap it up here. This has been really fun. Once again, I'm so sorry I wasn't here last week. Definitely just a YouTube issue. But yeah, I really enjoy these and definitely plan to be back every Wednesday. I will try to let you guys know if anything changes. And if I can't be here on a Wednesday, I'll just try to pick a different day. But yeah, I really like this time that we all get together. So stay tuned. Next week, we will be celebrating the launch of HBO Max. If anyone wants to try it out during the day, I would love to hear your opinions. I will see if I can find some time during my workday to try it out, and I will be here with my opinions too. So, all right, I think that we are going to wrap it up here. So once again, thank you all so much for being here. I had a great time talking to all of you tonight, and I will see you all next week. Bye.